Hola. So, I have one success story today. Not really. Um, so, I'm going to teach you. I sort of do have a story to talk about today for you, Liz. I'm going to try to do these every day, or as close to every day as possible, when I can come up with things. But it's hard for me to be honest with you on this topic, because I don't really know what really happened today. So, I'm going to wait. Um, tomorrow and Friday, I definitely won't be posting videos. Tomorrow I won't be able to talk. Friday's questionable. Um, but yeah. Uh, so I'm trying to get, stock up with them now. Get 3 lessons in one. I'll tell you about the lesson that I really should talk to you today. I'll probably talk about that on Tuesday next week, unless we have a Monday schedule on Tuesday because we get off Monday, in which case I'll talk to you about it Wednesday. Right now I don't really know what's going on in my life on this aspect. However, yeah, it's a boy issue. It's not like a depressing boy issue, it's a confusing boy issue. And I figure you should probably learn all about that. But I don't have anything to tell you because I'm probably more lost than you are just not knowing what's going on. So let's just avoid that topic until I figure out. What I did learn how not to do something today is I relearned again how not to hold a violin bow. I do this all the time because I'm double jointed, and I'm not supposed to hold a flute like this either. Hold on. I don't have my cruddy flute. Oh yes, I do. Here's my cruddy. I call it my cruddy flute. It's really not. But this is how not to hold a flute either. Okay, and I do it all the time because, well, first of all, you're not supposed to hold it on a tilt, but everyone does. Okay, hold on. This. You're not supposed to brace like that. Well, you can on this finger because it's your thumb, but I mean, not because it's your thumb, because it's your key. But it's easier to be round. But I do this where my fingers double jointed, so I push out weird, double jointed, whatever you want to call it. So I push out weird. Technically, it's supposed to be like an arch. That's why a lot of flute players play violin and vice versa. Because technically, we should be able to hold a damn bow. Of course, I'm like that rare few that just never bothers to hold the flute right. So this is how you're supposed to hold a violin. It's well, not a violin. No, not the actual physical violin. This is how you hold the bow. Okay, so 2 fingers. Okay, hold on! 2 fingers like this. Sorry, my brother is shouting at me. 1 finger there, etc. It would be easier to show you if I had one, but considering I don't have a violin, I was trying to get one this summer, but it didn't happen. Okay, and this is a little thinner than it would be. Almost. Okay, this is my problem. This part. Actually, your pinky would be a little further out, but yeah, I kind of go like this. And then I get in trouble because my teacher's actually your age. We kind of teach each other back and forth. I teach her flute. She teaches me violin. She holds a flute a lot better than I do. I break all the rules of music. And, here's another. I was going to actually give you a theology lesson today, and then I realized you don't go to Catholic school, so it's pointless to teach you about how not to handle theology teachers. Oh, if you're going to become a nun, be careful about your habit. When you get older, apparently it just irritates your head so much that eventually you start losing hair, because both the nuns in my school I've now noticed have this, well, the one nun has a thin patch here, right there, right on top of her head. The other nun is hold on, I'll be right there! Is completely blind, and completely blind, completely bald. And it just shows, you can see it, the way she wears her habit. Watch. If you ever become a nun, don't wear your habit like that. And as for life lessons, physics. I think you're taking chemistry this year, right? Or no, you're taking bio. You didn't. Okay, you're taking bio, or you're taking something that's not chemistry, aren't you? If you ever take physics, 1, pay attention in class. Okay. 2, you really need to work hard on getting correct measurements for the labs, because you will be so wrong if you're not. Like, you won't understand what you're trying to get if you don't get the right measurements, because a lot of concepts have to do with getting correct measurements just to understand the concept. And if you don't get them, it's just a conceptual thing. Like, it's not, none of the labs are actually really technically proving anything. It's just proving something to yourself. And you won't grasp that if you have the incorrect numbers. Third, 3, learn algebra really well. Work now. I don't know how good you are at algebra, or if you enjoy it or not. I personally enjoy algebra. I don't enjoy geometry. I hate geometry. I can't stand it. But I love algebra, and it is kind of expected in the sense that a lot of musicians don't necessarily love math, but we tend to be better with it because of the patterns, and it's pretty straightforward. We're just really good at working with fractions, and that's the other thing. I never put anything into decimals. If you're taking physics, everything goes into decimal form, darling. In any science class, everything goes into decimal form, just so you know. Nothing stays as a fraction. In math, however, everything stays in a fraction. I like fractions. I like music. That's it. I have no decent life lessons for you other than study hard. It might not matter to you now. I know sophomore year, like last year, was my year off. I didn't do any work. I almost never did homework. I mean, like, I would do it before I got to class, but it's like I wouldn't put effort into it the night before. That's probably why I did so badly at geometry, was I just couldn't. I hated it. I hated the subject. I wasn't good at it, and then I didn't practice it to get better because I just didn't care. Don't do that, because in a year you're going to be struggling to get your grades back up to get into a good college, and it just causes so much more anxiety than you need, and you get angry with people and you get frustrated. That was the whole, like, it's still the beginning of the school year. That was the whole beginning, like, very beginning of my school year, was just frustration because I'm in classes with people I don't know, because I was always in all honors classes, so I didn't know any of these people. I didn't know half of them were in my grade. I found out I have a kid named Paul in my grade, and apparently he's been here since freshman year. I've never met him. He exists. He's there. He is in the classes. I have him in like 2 or 3 classes. I didn't know he existed. Yeah. It just causes a lot more stress than necessary. I still kind of have anxiety attacks walking into English class. I have one friend in the class. She sits, and we're not really close either, but she still sits on the other side of the room, and I just don't know what to do because my teacher is terrifying. It just causes a lot more problems than necessary. And on that note of anxiety, I know you're having a lot of problems with school right now. The problem is you can't let it get to you. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters right now as far as people. It's like, right now, we're in this liminal period where we're not adults yet, but we're not kids. We're still stupid, don't get me wrong. We're absolutely retarded. I will fully admit that, being a teenager. I hate my age group. Like, I don't even like myself half the time, because it's just like, the fuck did I do that for? Why am I so stupid? Like, and you learn from your mistakes and stuff, and it helps. But in all honesty, it doesn't matter. Right now we're in such like a precarious time that everyone's on edge and everyone's just 10 times more bitchy. However, as the saying goes, high school never technically ends. You go on and people are just the same everywhere. But there's some people that don't grow up. They're still immature little... I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. Immature little... Insert choice of adjectives here. I actually don't have a dictionary. I would use a thesaurus, but I don't have one right here. I know there's one in my room. I know I have one because it bothers me when I use simple words and things. So it's like, it's here. I just don't know where. Reading helps a lot. I still love to read. I still don't read a lot of what I'm told to read based on school. I would read, although you've already apparently done British Lit if you read Lord of the Flies, I would read, I didn't like it, but Pictures of Dorian Gray, I kind of hated it, but there's a lot of good lessons in that. Book of Virtues actually helps. I don't know, I like the stories in the Book of Virtues. I mean, I find the virtues, they're pretty obvious for the most part, but I don't read them for that, I just like the stories. And believe it or not, I couldn't find my copy this summer, but I reread it, and I've been continuously reading it to my brother, which is why it's over there. This, and actually something else. Oh my god. Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh! No, that's not it. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Oh, nope, that's not it, but that was a good book too. Oh, here. I'm rereading this, though. I'm rereading both these books. Suicide Notes is a good book. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Did I write a quote on this? No. Sometimes I write quotes on, like, the bookmarks, but I didn't. It's really good. It's by Michael Thomas Ford. It's kind of a funny story, but this one's not terribly happy. It's kind of a funny story. It's a good book. It's a good movie too, but I didn't like one of the actors. Not going to say who. I went to see it for my 13th birthday, and I invited my friend Alex. I mean, I invited more than one guy friend, but just saying that Alex was kind of the main point there. The actor, this isn't the actor I didn't like. He's the actor who played the main character. I liked him. He did a good job. But he looked exactly like Alex did at the time. And literally the face pops up on the screen, and all of us go, and look at him, and he's just right there, and he's like, it's me! And it was like, oh my god, Alex. And then the other book, not both of them, Through the Looking Glass. I like Through the Looking Glass. I like, Through the Looking Glass, yeah. Just ignore the rest of it. Through the Looking Glass is good. I'm actually reading that for Britt just because she makes reference to it without telling the rest of the class, and I like being like, I know where that came from. Yeah, what did she say the other day? She quotes the Cheshire Cat a lot. But she made another quote from Through the Looking Glass, not Alice. It was just hilarious. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. No, it was from Through the Looking Glass, and it was hilarious because everyone, she made a reference to it. She basically called our class stupid, and I wasn't offended because I knew where she made the reference from. So I was like, I know where you got that from. And then it was kind of like, hey, and I was like, clearly I read my books well, so just not my summer reading. Well, that's it. Read your summer reading. Study hard. Don't worry about the other kids. They don't matter. You know who your friends are, or you will. Mind your temper. This is all I've learned today, actually, because she made a reference today. She made another reference to classical composers today, too. And I thought she meant, classical era, so I listed classical era, and then ends up she meant, classical composers, classical, the genre classical. And I was like, I can list millions more, and it was just a fun conversation. Then we had a quiz on Dr. Seuss. It's not even British that I know of. So yeah, study hard, read your books, have fun, enjoy life, listen to music, rock out, read in Spanish. This is my lifesaver this year. Oh, here, I'm going to leave you with a word of wisdom. I'm going to make this your word of the day is going to be violación durante una cita. Date rape. I hope you are now one word in Spanish smarter. Actually, that's a phrase. That's more like a saying. It's an idiomatic expression in English, and it translates into a full phrase. So, yeah. Just keep replaying that. That might come in handy one day. You might need to say that in Spanish, in case. So, yeah. I'll try to make one tomorrow if I'm not bleeding from the mouth. And if I can talk. I'm getting my wisdom teeth ripped out tomorrow. Excitement! Yes! I'm trying to gather just a list of movies to watch. And I don't know what I'm going to be watching yet. But I guess I'll be watching a lot of Netflix and a lot of free on-demand TV shows. I figure a lot of Netflix. Awful lot of Netflix. I'm figuring all those movies that look like it just make you feel like you're high, while I'm coming off the drugs, would probably look hilarious. So, yeah. Lesson to be learned. Love you.